We are celebrating, speaking about this, about her divine and transcendental Lilith Charit. It means Kansh pastimes because of her appearance day, which is very pure day. We're talking about her Tattva. We have been listening from the lotus mouth of the Vaishnavas about this subject. Because when I listen from the lotus of Guru Vaishnava, their lotus mouth, from morning, very early, I was discussing some subjects about this. The speciality of chanting the name of Srimati Radhika, the acharyas explain speciality of chanting the name of Srimati Radhika. The speciality about her these names like this. Shiromani. These 5 names: Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasya, Krishna Kanta, Shiromani. He's also translating. So like this. So this look, also this looks very prominent. Devi Krishna Mai Putta Radhika Pradevadata. We're listening to this katha. Srimati Radhika. She's not a common person. common lady. She's the Hladini Shakti, personification of the Hladini Shakti of Krishna. And Krishna himself, through his Hladini Shakti, is relishing his own ras and also making the devotees also relish this ras. So Krishna himself is so merciful, magnanimous and magnificent. Taking the bhava and kanti means the sentiment and the color of Mathura's skin, and he's giving this sarvatam, this unantajalaras, this highest prem to every person, even they are qualified or not. Giving to everyone. 2%. He's translating, I'm also translating. So like this Mahaprabhu is giving the prem to everyone. Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan taking the life of Jarikhanda forest. All the animals of the forest, like lion, etc. Mahaprabhu gave love to everyone, even the animals of the forest. This is all explaining Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu, this is the speciality of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhagavan has many avatars. There is explanation of many avatars of Lord in different yugas. Bhagavan manifesting many forms to give to benefit all the jivas in this world. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Jada Jada Hidharmasa Ganil Bhavati Bharat. When too much irreligiosity, then he comes to kill the demons. So every yuga, Bhagavan comes to this material world to manifest here. To kill and subdue the irreligious person and to protect and nourish the sadhus. Bhagavan, like we see. So, but these avatars itself, they can give dharma, artha, kama, moksha. It's like cheating us. Actually, all these avatars, they can give maximum Vaikuntha prem. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is giving this thing, this prem, which is really even rare for Brahma and other very great demigods. This Madhurja prem of Goloka Vrindavan. He's giving this thing. That's why Chaitanya, this is one speciality of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our acharyas, they show us this speciality of Mahaprabhu. How Mahaprabhu is Kurun, means compassionate. Actually, Krishna, how is this compassion of Krishna? How Krishna became so compassionate? Because he took the bhava and color of the skin of Shrimati Radha. One person. He only gave up his own nature when he gets the sangha of some Santa Mahatma, of some saintly person. Even Guru, no, sir. How Tulsidas says in Ramayana, the crow can become a cuckoo bird, and the bakula, like bakula bakula can become like a swan. These are the kind of bird, like who brings the baby with sling. So like the crow becomes, says in name tree, saying. In all her limbs. Actually, this color of Mahaprabhu actually is Srimati Radhika's color, which is like surrounding him. The same Krishna. What happened? He took the bhav and content, the sentiment and color of skin of Srimati Radhika and manifested in form of Gauranga. Actually, this is actually a specialty glory of Srimati Radhika. We are Gauri Vaishnava, and we don't give so much respect to the glory of Krishna. We give so much honor and respect to the incredible and amazing glories of Srimati Radhika. She's so merciful. Krishna is not so merciful like that. But this Kali Yuga, he comes in. How Krishna became so merciful in this Kali Yuga as Mahaprabhu? Because actually he got the Sangha association of Radhaji. That's why. He took the country, the color of the because the color of skin and Baba Srimati Radhika is not different from her. That's why Krishna, he got the Sangha, means association directly of Srimati Radhika. That's why he became so much merciful, and he's given this Sarvotam Prem, its topmost Prem of Braj. This Prem which is above Saka Vatsalya Das Vatsalya, this Madhurya Prem, he's giving to everyone. This Gopi Bhav, this Manjari Bhav. Mahaprabhu is giving this Manjari Bhav. The same Krishna. How he became so merciful? Actually, he got this Sangha. This is the influence of association of Srimati Radhika. Because Srimati Radhika completely, he's like Radha Lingita Vigraha. He's like our Param Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti again. Keshav Goswami Maharaj explains in that, how is it? Radha Chintani Vision. That, if you know the Bihari Tatashtakam, first look. Radha Lingita Vigraham means thinking about Srimati Radhika and thinking about her, in feeling separation of Srimati Radhika, Krishna. He obtained her bhav. Like Radhaji completely, she covered his dark skin color with her own color. Radha Lingita or Radha Alingita? So in Vrindavan, in Sevakunj, the rasa was going on. Prema. Very beautiful leelas of Prem. All the Sakhis were playing, Krishna was playing the flute. All the Sakhis were dancing. Very beautiful. Dancing, singing. Rasa means what? Rasa te asagataiti rasa. Rasa krida. Dancing and singing very beautifully. But what happened? Radhaji became what? Man came in her, means she got angry. I took him on means causeless anger. What happened? So Radhaji, she became angry and finished. She left the ras and left. Srimati Radhika. She left the ras and like, and then ras finished. All the Sakis, Krishna abandoned all the Sakis and alone in Imlitala, he came to Imlitala and was sitting in Imlitala alone at the bank of Jammu, sitting. And so, feeling separation from Srimati Radhika. He was feeling all the separation and thinking of Srimati Radhika. That With all this is explained. Radhastami. Radha Alivitam, which means that Shrimati Radha herself directly, she embraced Krishna. Our Guru Govinda Maharaj, he tells one story very beautiful from the Puranas. In the Goloka Vrindavana Transcendental place, Transcendental Goloka Vrindavana. This is not a story from Bhama Vrindavana. Which Vrindavan? Aprakat. Aprakat means immanifest. Goloka Vrindavana. This story is from Goloka Vrindavan, immanifest in spiritual world. Aprakat Dham, immanifest Dham. This one in this world is called Bhama Vrindavan, Bhama Dham. What the Lila is going on here? How is the name? Bhama Vrindavan. And there, what is the name? Aprakat, manifest, divine or transcendental Vrindavan. Krishna, actually, according to because of Jogamaya, he brings that lila from that to here, manifests in this world. Prakat means manifest here. So, understand all this. So, continue in the Goloka Vrindavan, transcendental Goloka Vrindavan. And the lila was going on very beautifully. Which lila was going on? How Radha covered Krishna? Ask him to embrace every place. Listen. Which lila was going on? Doing lila, Radhaji herself, she manifests so much humility. And Radhaji said, "Hey, Shamasundar, I want to ask a benediction from you. Please give me one benediction." Krishna. Radhaji asked a benediction from Krishna. She asked. Listening to this, Krishna, his heart melted in tears, like his eyes became full of tears. He said, "Radhe, you're Sarveshwari. You're everything for me." That's why one name of Radhika is Sarveshwari. Krishna Sarveshwari. She's everything for Krishna, something like that. Look, Krishna said, "Oh, Radhe, you said that you want to ask something from me, some benediction. This is the meaning that I never gave anything to you. But if I gave something, I did not give completely. Something I kept. For example, a disciple, when he comes some collection from shops and all, he comes back from the collection, but he doesn't give everything to Guru. He keeps something in his own pocket. There is one story about Param Guru Maharaj. I remember about this subject. One time, Srila Gurudev Narayana Goswami Maharaj and Bhamana Goswami Maharaj, the uncle of Bhamana Maharaj, Narasimha Maharaj, too went to a big show collection. That day, what happened? They got purchased 25 rupees in the collection. How much? 25 rupees they got in collection that day. Collect money. Then Narasimha Maharaj, 15 rupees. He gave in the hand of Param Guru Maharaj. Param Maharaj kept. After some time, Srila Maharaj came. Narayana Maharaj, Param Guru Maharaj, he asked to Srila Maharaj, "You went to a collection. How much money you got total? How much?" Then they said, "We got 25 rupees." Then Param Guru Maharaj, at that moment, he came to his god brother Narasimha Maharaj, uncle of Srila Maharaj. "Hey Narasimha Maharaj, come here." Then he came. "How much collection you got today?" 25 rupees. Why you give me only 15 rupees? They all 10 rupees. They are Guru Bhai, means God brothers. God brothers, they have this so friendly or love conversation, loving deals. "Oh yeah, I kept 10 rupees for me because tomorrow I get the bus, I have to pay the fee for the bus." No, give me everything. So Narasimha Maharaj, this 10 rupees which was in his pocket, he took out and gave like this. So Param Guru Maharaj, like maybe throwing or something. Then Param Guru Maharaj took the notes and like folding very nicely, like this, and put in his pocket. Then again he came, I called, Maharaj, come here. Take these 10 rupees. If you were going to give me back, why did you take in the first place from me? So Narasimha Maharaj asked to Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. Why did you take from me if you were going to give me back? Then Paranga Maharaj said, because this is money from Vishal. You cannot like... Yeah, you will not be able to digest this money from materialists. You have to give everything to me. Then he did like, let's say, now I purified and take back. You're not qualified to judge this. It's like you have to offer everything to God. So continue in the Katha. If you study the transcendental and beautiful life of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, Gurudev, he wrote that book, Acharya Keshari, is the life of Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. All this is there. I heard this from Gurudev. Nowadays, the brahmacharis, they don't do the bhajan or like, because they collect money alone and like from themselves and eat from themselves like this. How their heart will be purified if you don't offer everything to Guru Vaishnavas? Not be able to do the bhajan because this, you're taking things from Vishais, you know, this materialists and enjoyers and people. So they won't be able to do the bhajan. Yeah, you took 10 rupees in collection, gave 1 rupee to Gurudev and kept 9 rupees for you. So continue. Krishna. Radhaji asked a benediction from Krishna. Please give me a benediction. She asked, which benediction? Krishna, that's why he said, if you're saying this means that I never get, like I didn't give anything to you completely. These are vichar concepts. Because in between love and beloved, what actually there is, especially when you're praying, you should give everything to lover and beloved. Your heart is my heart is your heart. Like this. There's no difference between your heart and my heart. Prem. There's very in the book, in the Prem Sampurna Grantha, all this very nicely explained. So if there is like separation between lover and beloved, this is also one definition of Prem, when it's some obstacle. Separation. Obstacle, separation. Obstacle. There's no obstacle between lover and beloved. Understand? Understand. So this Prem Sampurna book explained all this. When the Sakis, the Anga, the Kumbharavishmatara was very hot when she was feeling separation from Krishna. When the Sakis, what did they do? They put what in her body? Chandan means sandalwood paste in her body. Because when you put the sandalwood paste, it becomes cool. The body becomes cool. That's why we do the Chandan Yatra. We put in the body of Thakurji Chandan to give. When Shmatratka is feeling her body is very hot because of separation from Krishna. So to cool her body, the gopis and the manjaris, etc., they do the sandalwood paste now. There's always time. But when are the again? She was thinking that Krishna will come and she will meet Krishna, no? Then at the time of Milan meeting, what did they put in her body? Chandan, and then Krishna will embrace her. So in the middle, what is that? Do you understand? Chandan. Krishna Dadaji said. This is an obstacle. This chandan you put in my body is actually an obstacle for me to meet Krishna, because it's like on her body, between her and Krishna body. Maybe you don't understand, but understand. And Samput explains this. Radhaji, that moment, she says, "Oh my Sakhis." She's like chastising. Why did you put chandan in my body, oh my friends? Because this chandan is sandalwood paste. This actually I cannot actually touch Govinda's body, because this chandan is like an obstacle in between our two bodies, you know. It seems like suddenly that we're touching each other's body, but actually Krishna did not touch my body. And also I did not also touch Krishna's body. Why? Because in the middle there is what? The chandan. Sandalwood. The sun chandan. Okay. But when you have very condensed prem, okay, no, chandan okay, but actually when you go to this very thick prem, this chandan is like an obstacle to the meeting of Radha and Krishna. At that moment, Srimati Radhika, she chastised her friends. Because prema is one thing that there's no obstacle. There's not any obstacle. That's why Gopi said, Brahma is a foolish person. Because he manifested such a beautiful form of our Brahma Priyatam, means our beloved Krishna. And he gave us only two eyes. And with our two eyes, which kind of darshan have of only these two eyes? You should die, Brahma. You should die. Brahma, Gopi said like this. Why? Because if you die, then another person becomes the Brahma, becomes the post of Brahma. What this person will do? This new person. He will give us thousands eyes. Then we'll be able to have darshan of Krishna. This second thing. Okay, you give only two eyes. Okay. But also you gave what? His eyelids. These eyelids. These eyelids is also an obstacle to having Govinda darshan. It's an obstacle to Govinda darshan. Having prema is such a thing. In Prem Samput explains that when there's the meeting of love and beloved, when they're touching, when they sing each other, there should not be any kind of obstacle. That's why in Gopi Gita, Gopis explain. What's in the Katha? So, I was explaining this Katha. One Shamantaraka said, give me some benediction. And Krishna, tears came to his eyes. He said, Radhe. So it means I not give you anything to you completely. That's why you have to ask for something. So you're asking for this? Jachakarup, I don't know what I mean. So she said, I know that you are give me everything, but still, I have one prayer. I want one benediction. Which one? Look, your body and my body. When I wanted that completely in one moment, all parts of your body, I can touch all parts of your body at the same time. This is possible at one time, once. For example, our back should touch. Understand the back to back. Your back, my back should touch at the same time. Should touch like when you embrace someone, you embrace like chest to chest. One arm touch another arm like this. But at one time, how you like touch all the parts, chest to chest, but the back is missing, because if you touch chest to chest, the back is behind. But what the Radhaji is asking from Krishna, at one moment, I want to completely touch all parts of your body and embrace every part of your body at the same time. Krishna was thinking, this is a very amazing thing you're asking. At one time, Radhaji wants to touch all the parts of my body. This is possible. Krishna was thinking. But look, oh my brother, lover and beloved. Love is such a thing that the nature of prema is, I always say yes, but then how to reconcile? Then later you see, like first you say yes, but then you have to say how you do that. Prema is such a thing that you say like yes, yes. Like if you're loved, beloved, asks for something. 10 rupees, for example, you said yes, yes, I give, but later you say, do you have the money or not? You understand? In prema you say yes, if the beloved asks for anything, but actually later you think you have that thing or not that she asked for, then you think about it. Are you understanding what I say? We say yes, 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 give the blessing, yes. But then you come to your house, you don't have that thing which the person asked you to give. So what do you do? So Krishna in this way, he gave his word to Radhaji. He promised. And after the Krishna Lila, so after this Bhama Lila in this world, when they came to Nitya Vrindavan, transcendental world, Krishna, he remembered this katha, this thing that happened. Krishna was thinking in his mind, Radha, I gave my word to you. So how can I fulfill my words? Like in Ramcharitmanas, we see that the people from Raghukul, dynasty of Ramchandra, they prefer to die than not fulfilling their words. They prefer to die than fulfilling their words, not keeping the promise. In the people from Raghukul means dynasty of Ram. So he was thinking about this. How will I fulfill the promise I made to my beloved? Krishna was thinking. At one moment, how? You're like, I'm going to give this happiness to all the parts of Radha body at the same time. Then Krishna was thinking. But actually, the glow of Shrimati Radhika's, I mean, the color of Shrimati Radhika's skin and Shrimati Radhika herself, there's no difference. Like our body and our soul, Atma, there's difference between our body and soul. There's a difference between our body and the soul. But in transcendental world, there's no difference between like this. Everything is non-different. Everything is non-different. There's not this bheda, this difference. Everything is non-different. So all parts of the body, they can do everything. With their eyes, they can walk, see, eat, everything with their eyes. Like this local Brahma Samhita explains. So everything with the transcendental body and the spiritual body of the transcendental world, this is possible. This all these specialties there. So Krishna is thinking his mind. If in that moment, color, the color, yeah. This, if I steal the color of her body, means that like effulgence of the color of her body, this color of her body, what? Then Shrimati Radhika will be able to touch all parts of my body at the same time. Because a thief before stealing makes plans, about how to steal. It's not he comes to one house and just steals like this. Like some rats, maybe they can do like this. Some like, but very big thieves. Before they do plan about how to steal, the big thieves, the like real big steal. What did they do? Sorry, I lost it. They say when the police can be or not, then they explain how to escape and all. So Krishna was thinking also how to. I have to steal this Shrimati Radhika's color of her skin, Kanti. Because this Kanti of Shrimati Radhika, her body complexion is not different from her. So Krishna is thinking like this. If I steal this color of her body, then Shrimati Radhika will what? touch all parts of my body at the same time. Then will be fulfilling the word I gave, the promise I made to her. So Krishna himself, he still told her complexion of her body and covered his own body completely. So like this, Srimati Radhaji took from her chest, her back, legs, touch all parts of Krishna body at the same time. There's not part of Krishna body that Srimati Radha was not touching or not covering. So she touched. So in this way, it says. So in the kingdom of Prem is like this, very beautiful. So there's two meanings about this sloka of Radha Vinode Bihari Tatashtakam. Radha Alingan means embrace of Radha and Krishna. Like Krishna, he he embraced all Srimati Radha, all parts of his body. Or Guru Govinda Maharaj, he tells through a shloka of the Puranas, he explained this thing. That's and also our Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Rathakshidhara Goswami Maharaj also explained another thing. That when Krishna himself to relish Srimati Radha's bhav, when Krishna was coming to relish this bhav, Srimati Radha herself thought the following thing. Krishna, he stole my bhav, okay, and he wants to relish my bhav. But my bhav, to relish my bhav, the transformations that happen when relish the bhav, the transformations and activities of the Mahabhav, like Krishna, the body of Krishna will not be able to tolerate these things. Because in the stage of Mahabhav, which kind of difficulty and pain the body feels, what happens in the body? Krishna he doesn't have this feeling, the realization of what Krishna has, the realization of what happens in the stage of Mahabhav. Then they're just thinking, he goes to Mahabhav, what will happen to when he will be in the stage of Mahabhav? Like for example, sometimes you're dancing very up in the sky, sometimes you fell on the and you fell just like when you cut a tree, like have you ever cut a banana tree? If you cut a banana tree, you understand. When you cut a banana tree, if you cut a banana tree, what happens? Falls immediately, like pa. You cut like this a banana tree with a very sharp sword. At the moment the banana tree fell, it doesn't take a long time. Other kind of trees, they go very slowly and falling down. Other kind of trees, like tuck, 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 that sound. But the banana tree is not like this, no banana tree. This example is the banana tree. Because if you cut a banana tree, like at one moment it falls down, like this, on the floor. So in the state of, so this, if this happens to Krishna, does not give pain in his body or not? So in the stage of Mahabhav, Rura, dancing, all these things according to this bhav, and Krishna won't be able to tolerate all these transformations in the body. Only I can tolerate these things, Shrimati. All these stages, Udipta, Sudipta, all this, which kind of transformations very strong that happen in the body because of Mahabhav. In the Bhagavatam, Goswami explains all these things. At that moment, in this moment of Mahabhav, when the prema becomes really, really mature, very mature, prema is like refreshing, cooling, or hot like fire. To decide this is very difficult. So at that one moment, you feel coolness, and also heat at the same time. How is this possible? Fire and ice. At the same moment, they cannot stay, these two things together, right? Fire and cold, or light and darkness can be together at the same time. No, but in transcendental world, prema is like this, so high and definition of prema. So that's why this prema, he's very hot, like fire, or very cool and cold like ice. The conclusion is like sometimes Goswami tells one thing. At the same moment, these two things at the same time. If you collect all the fire from the all illuminated universes in one place, from the this fire which comes from the mouth of Sankarsana, something like this, that destroy all the innumerable universes. If you multiply that by 100 billions times, all this fire heat comes in the body, Mahabhav. But if you also take all this coolness and cold of all the limited universals, this cold, all this thing, come to the body also at the same time. At the same time. So at the same time, how much heat and how much cold you feel at the same time in stage of Mahabhav. These are all the stages of Udipta, Sudipta, etc. Mahabhav. The Sudipta Mahabhav. Only Srimati Radhika has this. Nobody else has. Mahaprabhu one time. Yeah, because Mahaprabhu also had this because he was feeling this mode of Srimati Radhika. So if there's only one or two Sattvic Bhavas manifested, then this Domait, these states, if you had 4 Sattvic Bhavas manifesting, then it's Dipta is another stage. Sudipta is at the same time 5 or 6 stages of Sattvic Bhava. But Sudipta, I think, all these Asta Sattvikas, 8 ecstasy transformations come together. This only possible Srimati Radhika. So all this is described also. The meaning what I want to say is that Srimati is thinking, Krishna, he stole my bhav, okay, my complexion. But what happens in this high stage of Mahabhav? How Krishna will be able to tolerate these things? And Radhaji, she has so much pranay, because this love and affection, this pranay to Krishna. Then she was thinking, how Krishna will be able to tolerate these things. Like this loka, let's look of Gopigit, Yate Sujata. In this loka, Srimati Radhika, she's crying when she says this loka. Like she's afraid when she says like this look. The feet of Krishna, there is so much like soft and beautiful, like a lotus flower, and our breasts, they're so hard. So Krishna feel pain from our breast. So the meaning of this look is very profound and is talking about also Mahabhavadasha, stage of Mahabhav. Normal people cannot understand. This is only for like Pandit, according to the conception of Pandit. Then again Brahma said, if I give you, wait. I lost the beginning. Sorry. It's very deep things. To understand this is very difficult. And for the happiness of Krishna, they want to put the feet of Govinda on their chest, breast. These are all things of Mahabhava stage. People normal, how can they understand these normal people? So continue the Hari Katha. Saradaji was singing in her mind. Krishna, he stole, no, Krishna. But how will happen? How will be able to tolerate this? Like, stole my Baba. So what Radhaji did? She was thinking, only me can do this. Only I can do this. So Radhaji herself, what she did? She placed it over all her body. She wrapped his body. Wrapped over him. Because when he falls down and all, I will feel all the pain, everything. Nothing will come to Govinda. No pain, nothing. Because I'll cover but like wrap his body, like this. So actually, Krishna, he stole her bhava, but the kanti, the complexion, he did not steal. What happened? Radhaji herself, with her complexion, she like wrapped and covered all body of Krishna so that he will not feel pain when he can't get in this Mahabhav stage and all these things, when he falls down and all these things. But Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami saying that Shloka that he stole the Bhava and Kanti. But, but actually, this is because of the different couples, the Harikatha, the story, the Leelas, they happen different ways. That's why this another Shloka says that he stole the Bhava and Kanti. So these are the. And there's no difference between body of Shrimati and herself. In the spiritual world, there's no difference between Deha and Dehi, means body and the person. And also, actually in transcendental world, everything is transcendental and non-different. With our material mind, we cannot uh, uh, attain that or understand. So that's it. All the space of Astam of Krishna and Krishna does Leelas there and Radhastami, all these things. Where how the conditioned jivas will be able to attain these after even people who jivas who are already mukta means liberated, even like Brahman, this is very difficult even for them. Even for Lalita can also not get these things. This incredible place of this amazing pastime, very confidential and Madhurya. So this kind of pastime is very confidential in the Kunja of Radha and Govinda. This is very confidential. Only Rupa Manjari and others can go this place and serve this confidential lila in the Kunja. Lalita, even Pranapastakis, like Lalita and Ashtasakis, there's Saki, Nita Saki, Pranasaki. It's 5 types of Sakis. No? And the Pranapastasaki is Lalita and others. They are like same level of Radhaji. They no, Chandravali is nothing compared to them. Chandravali, actually, she cannot be rival or like a comparable to Radharani. It's not possible. But Lalita and Vishaka, they can also be like same level of levels. But Lalita and Vishaka, their nature is that they have so much friendship towards Radhaji that they don't want to be rivaled, So Jagamaya was thinking, she's not the rival. How to increase the prem if there's not a rival? The prem will be like increase the prem. Then Jagamaya then there was Chandravali, But actually, if you see Chandravali, she doesn't have like this prem. If you really give consideration about prem and Mahabhav, all these things, Ruda, Mohan, etc. Chandravali, she doesn't have these bhavas. It's Mohan Bhav. Only Lalita and etc. They have this Mohan Bhav. And if you go up Mohan until Madanakya Mahabhav, this is only in Radhaji. Even Lalita has no Madanakya Mahabhav. But like 19, 20. If you want to. Okay, 18 to 20 or 19. I don't understand exactly the thing, sorry. The 19 to 20. Oh, okay. Okay, you can be able to a red with a lion. You should be like same level if you're going to fight or something like that. It should be something from same level, at least almost same level. Like you're saying, like 18, 19 to 20. You cannot compare like a lion with a rat and like this. How Chandravali can really be rival from Shmatraka? If you're searching for some rival of Shmatraka, then it's like Lalita and Vishaka, all this. because they're like almost same level. Then they can really be like up to Shmatara. But they don't want to be right. We have so much friendship to Shmataradhika. So Jagamai was thinking, okay, Chandra, will you be the rival? What to do? But actually, Chandravali is not possible for her to be rival of Shmatra. Because this Mahabhava, Chaitanya Charitamrita explains all these states of Mahabhava and all. Even where the Mahishas can go in these bhavas and where like different rasas. Which rasa can attain which kind of prem, like level of prem, like Mahabhava level and all these things. All this very beautiful explanation of all these things. So, what I mean is what in the Nikunja sub means the very confidential place of the Nikunja, where Radha Govinda, they're doing this prema kriya, these activities of love. Who is in this kunja this time? Only the Nitya Saki and Pranasaki are there. Nitya Saki, Pranasaki. Especially Rupa Manjari. She has a speciality. In this moment, our acharyas explain. This sloka, Tamula Arpana. This sloka explains this. Where all these prema activities are going on, these loving exchanges of Radha Govinda, these manjaris, they give tambol, they give the water to them, they massage their feet, pilot down on it, give water, you know. In this confidential place of Nikunja, where Radha Krishna doing the Leela, only the manjaris are there. Lalita Vishaka, although they are Prashta Sakis, I told like one is busy, like 19 and 20, they're almost same of Radharani, you know, in like qualities and things. They're very comparable to her. But even when Lalita Vishaka to come inside these Nikunjas, they need their permission. Like for example, if person is surrounded by security and all, you need a pass, you know, to come inside. You know that they put in the next pass, like a security pass. One card, you have to go everywhere. So, minister, I think prime minister or something. Anyway, to go to this place with so many security and all. There's all these rules, you know. Although I'm your friend, I'm your brother, I'm your uncle, so I don't need to show any like pass to come to see you. Whatever is your relation, you should have in your neck the pass. You know, when so much security, all this thing, then you show this thing to be able to come inside. So Rupa Manjari and etc. There, when they're standing on the door of this Nikunja, these kunjas, even the Prana Prasasakis, Lalita, no, they need their pass to come inside. And sometimes the manjaris don't allow them to come in. Sometimes it can also not enter. Lalita Vishaka, they are not cannot enter. Like Gurudev, when Gurudev is being, even like Gurudev's Gurudev is like very intimate in his room, and somebody knocks his door, Guru by any person. After Vana. No, okay, for Gurudev is like door closed and being served very intimately, you know. You knock the door, you try to come back later 1 hour and speak very humbly. But like the manjaris, they come and go anytime, you know, like doors are always open for them. They can just come and go. So this place of this topmost pastimes. But later Shakti cannot enter like this easily. Or Goswami explain. This is the speciality of the topmost seva of the manjaris actually. Or the acharyas they show. have this qualification to serve Sevadika. Whereas the Manjaris are not the Lalita Vishaka, no. But we're talking about their Siva. Or oh, sorry, I didn't understand. What is that? Oh, what is that? Sorry, I didn't get it. So the Manjari Baba, why the Manjari Baba is so special? Because the Manjaris, they show this topmost seva, even more than the Pran Sakhs. So the Gosvami Mahaprabhu showed this to the whole world. People didn't know this bhav. Before Mahaprabhu, even so many Rasikacharyas were here, like Jayadeva, Vidyapati, and all. In Bengal, many kinds of Rasikacharyas, they also were there. But none of them, they manifest these bhavas. Okay. Like they described the moods of the Sakis. But actually, only Mahaprabhu, from his heart, he gave this flaming heart of Rupa Goswami, and all these bhavas of the Manjaris and all these things were manifesting in this world. Swarup Damodar Ramananda. This topmost Siva. We're chanting the glories of Rupa Goswami in his Tirabhavtiti. But actually, really, Rupa Goswami, what is the Manabhishta inner desire of Mahaprabhu? To manifest this Manjari Bhav, to preach this Manjari Bhav in this world. First, before Mahaprabhu, many Rasikacharyas, they came in this world. But this Bhava was like hidden. But then Mahaprabhu, through Rupa Goswami, what he did he do with the Bhav? He manifested this Bhav. That's why he says, if Mahaprabhu did not come to this world, who will manifest this Bhav? If Mahaprabhu had not come in this material world, this topmost limit of Love Shrimati Radhika, the topmost limit of Shrimati Radhika, where can reach? This would not be shown to this world. And all these things, Mahaprabhu, he manifested through Rupa Goswami in this world. He manifested through Rupa Goswami. Our Madhava Das, he wrote that song very beautiful, explains this. Yang Kali Rupa Sarira, Yang Kali Rupa Sarira na Dhara. If in this Kali Yuga, Rupa Goswami had not manifested, then who would explain this, describe all these bhavas? Rupa Goswami, he did all this. That's why for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are in that to Rupa Goswami. He described all these bhavas. How to really show this nice ras. So another thing, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one more finger, one more thing he said. Peraí, Gurudev tá falando, gente. Hey, Gurudev said, you're listening to Prem Katha. Even the Pujari was sitting down here. Everybody listened to Prem Katha. You're understanding or not? The Shabda Brahma will come to you through your eyes. Listen through your eyes. Generally, you listen from your ears. Today, you should listen from your eyes. The Shabda Brahma will come through you through the eyes. So that's why. This is a special talk. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that the service of Ananga Manjari is even more beautiful and more sweet. This is very, very, very confidential. This seva very confidential. This seva of Ananga Manjari is very highest thing. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur showed to us. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur said? But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's like the seventh Goswami, isn't it? That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he manifested this. The service under the guidance of Ananga Manjari. This is the speciality of high seva. Not everybody can understand this thing. This Ananga Manjari, this seva under the guidance of Ananga Manjari is very confidential. Very confidential, really confidential. Because Ananga Manjari is not any ordinary. She's what? She's the younger sister of Srimati Radhika. That's why the service of Ananga Manjari is even more confidential and profound. If there's time, I will tell you all this katha more. If there's time. The Prabhuji is saying, speaking 5 minutes more. Gurudev is saying, look, in Radhakunda there are eight kunjas of 8 sakis. All this katha, Abhishanachakavatapada. He explained that book about Askalya leader, Krishna Bhavananta. He explained this thing. In Radhakunda, there are the 8 kunjas of the 8 sakis, like Lalita Vishaka, etc. And each one has a kunja with different color. Also, the kunja is different colors. Each kunja of each saki. And also, there's the Asta Manjari is also there. And also in the middle of Radha Kunja, there's the Ananga Manjari Kunja, the Kunja of Ananga Manjari, called Swananda Sukada Kunja. Swananda Sukada Kunja. This is the Kunja of Ananga Manjari in the middle of Radha Kunja. That's what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains also in the Kirtan. The Swananda Sukada Kunja, the seva in Swananda Sukada Kunja, is the topmost seva. Sorry, then. If you give all the subjects, but when it comes to the sweet, you give only a little bit of the sweet. You don't eat so much sweet. So in the same way, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the Ananga Manjari Kunja, he speaks very briefly but very amazingly about her kunja, about her seva. It's not for everyone. What is her kunja? In the middle of the Radha Kunda. Karmikara. The Swananda Sukada Kunja is like in the middle of. There's also there is in the middle of Radha Kunda. Swananda Sukada Kunja. Without the Mahaprabhu Bhav, this is not possible. That's why in Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in the Kirtan about Gaura Gadadhar, when the Gaura Gadadhar like meeting, they become like Radhaji and Mahaprabhu. Like Gadadhar becomes Radha and Gaura becomes like Krishna. There's all this Bhava Madhurya. There is one Kirtan explaining this. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a Kirtan about this thing. This is what? This is in Swananda Sukada Kunja. That's what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. I have one desire to in this Swanand Kunja. I want to obtain the seva in Swanand Kunja, he says. Because Ananga Manjari, this is specialty of the Kunja of Ananga Manjari, very special. One thing is that what's the relationship between Ananga Manjari with Mathura? Because she's a blood relation. Because which bhav comes in this blood relationship? It is very special, their specialty, very special in this kind of relationship. If I told you not understand, I think because when a mother gives birth to a son, it's a blood relationship. If she mother adopts another person, it's a different relationship. You have a different relationship with a person from your blood. But when a mother gives a birth to a child, this relationship with blood relationship, and is supposed to mother adopt another child. This is completely different. So this Ananga Manjari, that's about the relationship she has with Radhaji. It's a blood relationship. This is something very unique. This is also this very topmost. I'm not saying that the Goswami is less, but the Prem comes very special place. If I speak also with material mouth, all this. We listen with material ears, so maybe you're like putting some like a mold, maybe something bad in the material, in the kata. Because if you speak the kata in this world, also there's some maya mold, means some imperfection of maya or some stain of maya, But in transcendental world, there's not this thing, But if you get there, when you get there to Sudakant, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, receiving Sudakant Kunja, to obtain this seva is the goal of our lives. Everybody knows about the Rupa Manjari service under Rupa Manjari guidance, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur serving Goswami, he's showing this topmost thing, which is the service of in Swadhananda Swadha Kunja under guidance of Ananga Manjari.
Jai Sri Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Ho.